In a quiet village surrounded by mountains and rivers, there lived a young boy named Aryan. From a young age, Aryan was curious and full of dreams. He wanted to become a great sculptor, someone who could carve magnificent statues out of stone. However, there was one problem: he had no belief in himself. His father was a simple farmer, and his mother wove beautiful fabrics. They worked hard every day to provide for their family, but they never thought beyond their small world. Whenever Aryan spoke about his dream, his father would say, "Sculpting is for the rich and the gifted. We are simple people, son. You should learn farming instead." The villagers laughed at his dreams. "Look at his tiny hands," they mocked. "He thinks he can carve statues. He can barely lift a chisel." Slowly, Aryan started believing them. Maybe they were right. Maybe he wasn't meant for greatness. One day, an old sculptor named Master Dev arrived in the village. He was known across the land for creating statues so lifelike that they seemed to breathe. When Aryan saw his work, something inside him awakened. The old fire in his heart burned again. Gathering courage, Aryan approached Master Dev and said, "I wish to learn sculpting, but I don't think I can ever be as great as you." Master Dev smiled and handed him a rough stone. "Carve this into whatever you see in your heart," he said. Aryan hesitated, "But I don't know how." The old sculptor replied, "Neither did I when I started. The difference is, I believed I could learn." Those words struck Aryan deeply. Aryan started working on the stone, but no matter how hard he tried, the shapes wouldn't form as he imagined. Frustrated, he said, "I am failing." Master Dev chuckled. "Failing? No, you are learning. Every wrong strike teaches you the right one. Keep going." For weeks, Aryan carved and failed, carved and failed. But each time, he learned something new. His hands became steadier, his strokes more precise. One day, after months of effort, he created a small but beautiful statue of a bird. It wasn't perfect, but it was his first success. "See?" Master Dev said, "The ability was always in you. You just needed to believe it." Just when Aryan was beginning to trust himself, another challenge arrived. The king of the land announced a grand competition. Whoever could sculpt the most magnificent statue would win gold and honor. Master Dev encouraged Aryan to participate. "This is your moment," he said. But Aryan hesitated. "I am not ready. Others are more skilled." Master Dev shook his head. "You will never be ready if you keep doubting yourself. You don't need others to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself." Gathering courage, Aryan entered the competition. On the day of the event, master sculptors from different towns arrived with breathtaking statues. Aryan looked at his unfinished work and felt small. Doubts crept in again. He thought of quitting, but then he remembered all the times he had doubted himself before. If he had listened to those doubts, he would have never created anything. Taking a deep breath, he worked tirelessly. He didn't have the experience of others, but he had something just as powerful: his belief that he could do it. By the end of the competition, he had created a magnificent statue of a soaring eagle. When the judges saw it, they were amazed. Though not perfect, the statue had something unique: a soul, a feeling of flight, a belief in freedom. Aryan didn't win the first prize, But something more valuable happened. The king himself came to him and said, "This statue has life in it. I see great talent in you. Keep sculpting, and one day you will be among the greatest." The villagers who once mocked him now looked at him with admiration. His father, who had doubted his dreams, hugged him proudly. But the biggest change was in Aryan himself. He no longer needed others to tell him he was good. He finally believed in himself. From that day, Aryan never doubted his abilities again. He went on to become one of the greatest sculptors in the kingdom. Self-belief is the foundation of success. The world will doubt you, people will criticize you, but none of that matters if you believe in yourself. So whenever you feel like giving up, remember Aryan's story. The only thing stopping you from achieving greatness is the belief that you can't. Believe in yourself, and you will carve your destiny.